Depending on how you look at it, this article could either fill you with a sense of disappointment and dread, or with just absolute pride. And it fills me with a bit of both. It's very conflicting being a proper British person, you know? It's tough, man. It's tough out there. It's tough out there, you know? You know, on the one hand, you want to represent your country to the fullest by getting absolutely fucking off your face and, you know, and holding it down for Great Britain, showing the rest of the world how it's fucking done. And on the other hand, you're like, you know, we are just a drunken mess embarrassing my nation. It's difficult, you know, it's difficult. Britons get drunk more than 35 other nations. Well, considering there's over like 200 nations on planet Earth, it's like, come on, is it really that bad? Yeah? Or is this in Europe? I don't know. Meanwhile, cocaine use among people in England tops the same global list. Well, we put the great in Britain and the pride in, I don't know. So, drinkers in the UK get drunk more than any other nation in the world. More than any other nation in the world. That's crazy, man. Crazy. Findings from a new global survey suggest Britons reported getting drunk an average of 51.1 times in a 12-month period. Yes, every weekend. In fact, it should be 102 because it's Friday and Saturday, usually. Almost once a week. The report featuring 36 countries found. On average, respondents said they got drunk 33 times in the last year. This number was 50 times in the US and 48 times in Canada. The rate was much lower in countries such as Chile, where they got drunk 16 times a year. Well, look at Chile. The Global Drug Survey of more than 120,000 substance users worldwide also found that England has the highest rate of people having tried cocaine in the world. Well, you know, I mean, a win's a win, isn't it? A win is a win. Always. In England, 74% of participants reported having used cocaine at some point in their lives. 74%. That doesn't fucking surprise me. Compared with 43% globally. Jesus Christ. We are winners. This is what I'm saying. We're just a fucking nation of fuckheads. Oh my God. How we ever were a global superpower. I have no idea. We must have been just drunk the whole time. Like, that's probably how we became the biggest empire on planet Earth. We were just smashed. Must have been, because it's like, you think about it, like cold ass England and a fucking island. It's like, right, we're going to India to take it over. I was like, what? Isn't there like 400 times more of them than there are us? Yes. And they got like fucking tigers and killer spiders, and isn't it hot as fuck? And there's like fucking all kinds of shit that will kill us out there. Yes. It's like, you know, we're not used to this kind of hot weather, and we're going to wear these suits. Yes. Well, I'll just have a drink then, I suppose. It'll be alright once you're drunk, Bartholomew. Once we get there, we'll have a right ruddy good time. It must have been it. That must have been how we did it. I don't see how else we did it. We must have been drunk as shit the whole time. Just ploughed up into countries we know nothing about and just gone, right, we're taking this over. No idea what's going to happen. Like, you know what I mean? Must have been. Use of the drug in the past year among people from England who responded went up from 43% in 2018 survey to 64% this year. Fucking what? More than 70% of participants also said they would support a free trade regulated cocaine market. God, England. Oh my God. With 85% of these individuals willing to pay more for the drug. On average, 25% more. What? Cocaine's prices have gone through the roof as it is. This shows how much we love it. We just love it. We love it so much going, yeah, well, I'll pay some more for it, won't we? Researchers based in London surveyed 5,670 people from England, 566 from Scotland, and tens of thousands worldwide between 29th of October and 30th of December last year. The report did not provide a breakdown of the number of people surveyed in Northern Ireland and Wales. Those behind the report believe it may be time to introduce guidelines on how to get drunk safely, which would reach binge drinkers who may view upper limits as irrelevant. The study comes amid an overall downward trend of drinking levels in the UK, with abstention on the rise, particularly among young adults. It's that Generation Z, baby. They're crazy, man. Professor Adam Winstock, the founder of the Global Drug Survey, said while more people were abstaining from alcohol, many of those who were drinking are doing so in a potentially harmful way. Yeah, I'd agree with that. He said we get told too much is bad, and it is, but current guidelines fail to accept the pleasure of intoxication and give little guide on the difference between being a little drunk and a lot drunk, or as we like to call it, British drunk, and doing it 3 to 4 times a year versus weekly. We need to have that conversation. In the UK, we don't tend to do moderation. We end up getting drunk as the point of the evening. It's so true. It's weird when you meet people from other countries and you go to other countries where they just don't do that. And it just seems bizarre to you because it's like Friday, Saturday, and Sundays as well. You're just getting fucked up. Like, fucked up. Spent 20 years fucked up. Sometimes, just fucked up. Now, I worked as a holiday rep. I did DJ tutoring in Mallorca. So we were like the cool reps because it was representing some college. I'm not going to mention the college, but and we just went along and it's like at the kids club teaching them DJing and music production and shit like that. Just for them to have just a fun thing for them to do. And holiday reps, man, I was just drunk every fucking day, every day. And literally some of them working like 10 to 12 hours a day and just rolling in, still smashed, then go out and smash, just drunk, fucking each other, getting every disease. It's just, you're just like, and only the British do that. Only the British would get a job in the sun and just go, oh, I'm going to get drunk every day. That's just the British thing. It's like an excuse because it's hot and you're abroad. The first thing that comes into your head is like, oh, it's hot. I'm on holiday. I'll just get drunk. That's the British mentality. But when you find out that other people aren't like that, you're like going, oh shit. It's sort of unfathomable that a Friday night wouldn't involve being off your tits. A Saturday, it just seems insane that that's not what you do. And in other countries, they'll look at you as if you've got a problem, whereas like in the UK, it's kind of you've got a problem if you don't do that. We are very unique. We're very unique when it comes to this. And you can't not just laugh at it and just go, fucking hell, the state of us, how we're still an economic superpower is beyond me. But we do it. We just do it drunk as fuck. Imagine if we were all sober. The things we could achieve. Anyway, until culture changes and we become more European and moderate in our drinking, we might have to bite the bullet and think about how to advise people to get drunk drinking less. Current NHS guidelines say there is no safe level of drinking and that men and women should not drink more than 40 units of alcohol a week on a regular basis, but no one sticks to that. About 6 pints of beer. These understood officials have no plans to amend advice at this stage. English-speaking countries lead the way for how often their citizens get drunk. See, even when we gave people language, somehow our drunkenness just sort of got, just sort of came with the package. Yeah, you're going to speak our language, but you're also going to do this one thing for it, like we like to do as well. Yeah. Oh, what's that? We get absolutely fucking smashed. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. With the US, Canada, and Australia closely following the UK at the top of the global rankings. Isn't that crazy that English-speaking nations followed suit? Do you know what I mean? And look at French-speaking nations. It's not like they all eat snails and garlic bread. Spanish-speaking nations. Wow. The report also highlighted the fact that England had a high rate of cocaine use. It comes as 43% of respondents said they would like to use less cocaine next year, and 1.5% of 2018's users sought emergency medical treatment after taking the drug. up from 1.1% in 2017. Well, more pussies are out there, aren't there? Meanwhile, the number of hospital admissions in England for mental health disorders linked to cocaine use has almost trebled in the past decade, official figures show. NHS digital data show that between 2017 and 2018, there were 14,470 admissions where patients were experiencing mental and behavioural disorders due to the use of cocaine. That many? Fuck me. I'm surprised. That surprises me. Although I'd have to look at the data more closely. The number was up year on year, substantially higher than the 5,148 between 2007 and 2008. The figures did not distinguish between powder cocaine and crack cocaine. Oh, the sweet white lady. The report also suggested that people would be willing to pay more for fair trade cocaine. So British. It's fair trade, darling. Oh my God. Harry Sumner, lecturer in mental health at the University of York, said, there are also still health risks associated with cocaine use. It can be a harmful drug, especially when mixed with alcohol. The idea, well, when you mix cocaine and booze, it creates another sort of drug. That's more, it's so they both go hand in hand. It's sort of like when you drink, you have to snort. When you snort, you have to drink. Blah 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 blah. Same with smoking cigarettes as well. That's what I've always been told. It stems from a lot of broader discussions around the culpability and the ethics of using drugs. It is impossible to use drugs like cocaine because of the nature of the international market. It is impossible to use it without having a detrimental international impact. Oh, there's always someone shitting on the party, isn't there? Oh. James Nichols, the chief executive of Transform Drug Policy Foundation, said, not only is cocaine use growing in the UK, it is also becoming purer and cheaper. It's not becoming purer and it's not becoming cheaper. I don't know where the fuck you got your information from, pal, but please hook me up immediately. Meanwhile, producers continue to suffer because they operate completely outside of the law, including employment and trade law. They can only dream of fair trade arrangements. Not only has prohibition failed to stem demand, as this data clearly shows, it has created a violent and exploitative market. If we are to have any chance of getting a better deal for farmers and suppliers, we must first legally regulate the market in order to get it under some level of control. Right? They're talking about some big global shit here. Let's focus on Britain, yeah, the Great in Britain. I mean, well, look, none of this fucking surprises me. I didn't know we were number one. I didn't know English-speaking countries are all kind of similar in their approach. We're over the few decades, cocaine use has just skyrocketed. I remember it used to be such a big deal because it was so expensive. And how many people are 18 years old, 17, boshing cocaine every weekend? It's and it's so much more expensive now. And it's how on earth can you afford that habit at that age? It's not like they're fucking mummy and daddies, but it's not like they've got rich parents or nothing. How the fuck how are you supporting this lifestyle? It's crazy out there. Cocaine and alcohol are just so popular because they're straight edge drugs. They're for the masses, and Britain just loves it. This is Britain, This is kind of why it's good to be away from it, because I tell you this, it used to get to a stage, it didn't matter where you were, where I was living, you go out on a Friday night, and even if you had no intention of spending money or getting fucked up, you just eventually, it would happen. You bump into someone and bang, 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 and away it goes. And then you're doing a walk of shame at 7 a.m, and fucking off you. It's just I just want to kill myself. And I don't miss it. I do not miss it. I just don't. I miss the you miss the feeling of it, but I don't miss everything else that goes with it. That's the thing. And then obviously you'll miss the feeling of a certain type of lifestyle, but everything else, it's just grubby, man. That's what being British is all about. Getting absolutely fucked up. God save the